What's good, everybody? This is the Role Player Podcast. Back again, took a little hiatus. I am EuroLeague vet Jordan Taylor, 12-year pro as well, still rocking with the multi-talented Stanford gentleman, and retired 11-year pro, Swish Culture's co-founder, the one and only Anthony Goods. Goods, what's happening with you, man? It's been a minute. I missed you, dog. What's happening?
I know. It looked like you missed your barber, too. He on a hiatus with you?
Nah, man. What happened was I've been traveling. I've been working. No, we can't all just live a lush, lavish lifestyle like you do down in Miami, man. So I've been working, flying all over the world.
I know it. I know it.
I know I give you the lineup though. I was looking good though. I was right, man. We just gotta get this time. We gotta time it up a little better, man. But it's all
come
good.
on. Finish the season strong. You doing, man?
Yo, I'm trying. Yo, but listen, man, we got a really, really good guest for y'all today, man. First round pick out of the University of Texas. Just got done with a great stint with the Bahamas in the FIBA qualifiers. We got the one and only Kai Jones. Kai, appreciate you joining us, man.
An honor to be here. Thanks for having me, man.
No doubt, man. We're gonna jump right into it. We mentioned the FIBA qualifier. You hot off the press with that. You was killing. Obviously, you had a nice edit on Swish Cultures. We talked about a lot of the comments was dope and showing you a lot of love. You look real good out there, man. So just break down how you feeling about your game and the confidence that you taking away from that performance.
Right now I feel like I'm in a great place mentally, physically. My body feels better than ever. I just been taking a lot of the right steps in terms of taking care of my body with the things that I eat and my stretching routine. I've been stretching like every day and just lifting consistently as well. So, and in terms of my game, just making sure that I cover every spot on the floor in my workout so that I'm well rounded and that I can score from everywhere. So it's a process and it's everlasting, but it's the most fun thing in the world to me. And it's something that I'm passionate about, not only the game of basketball, but what goes into the process of making you come out your best. I think the process is something that's beautiful and enjoyable as well.
Yo, I feel like Bahamas, man, if y'all got all of y'all dudes playing at the same time, y'all low key got a nice little squad over there, man. What's what do you think in regards to, what I'm saying, like the future of Bahamas basketball and how you fit into that with all the other players?
I think the future of Bahamas basketball is really bright, honestly. We got a lot of young guys like VJ Edgecombe, kids at IMG coming up just like I was. And we got some guys in college who are doing well too. AJ Storr, Sammy Hunter's having a pretty good year at Akron, and we got guys in the NBA like myself, Buddy Hield, DeAndre Ayton, Eric Gordon. So I think the future is really bright, man. We got some guys who are playing overseas now and having good seasons as well. So we can be a really good team once we put the right pieces together and, play the right way.
Hey, I didn't even know AJ's Bohemian. I did not know
AJ
that. That's
Storr,
dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Okay.
is. Yeah. At
Hey,
I think is he at St. John's or
no,
did he
he had
transfer?
Wisconsin. He had Wisconsin. You too
Wisconsin.
young. Yeah,
That's where he's
you
at.
too young for me and Goods, but I went to Wisconsin too, so I spoke to AJ a little bit. But I didn't know
Yeah,
he was a
Wisconsin.
Bohemian. Yeah, that's love. That's dope, man. It was dope. I heard you mention you've been stretching every day and you take pride in that, which is dope. Cause shoot, I feel like if I could go back and tell like younger guys one thing is to stretch is that a normal thing now for the younger guys to make a habit of stretching? Because when I was 23, I definitely was not stretching every day.
Right. So at Texas, we had table times where you can get stretched
Mm-hmm.
and, do a lot of recovery. And I had a pretty good stretch routine that I got from strength coaches that I worked with over the pandemic. But when I really got to the NBA, they stretch you every day,
Mm-hmm.
before practice, after practice. So they're always available to stretch you. And I think the people who stretched us will tell us that that was just something that was implemented in the earlier years, like in the 90s and stuff like that. But now they're big on stretching, icing, and taking care of the body before practice and after practice. So it was something that I did while in the NBA, and now that I'm more of a free agent, I still do. So I have a guy that stretches me and works me out every day. Like we do stretching together. So you can either have somebody stretch you or you can stretch on your own. I did both. I like both. So yeah, it's big for me.
Now that you in the free agent process, what are you hearing anything, especially coming off this showcase? Like what's the future looking like? What's your agent telling you?
So my agent said there are a few teams interested, so that's a positive thing. I think that they liked the way that I played. I think they liked my energy, my motor. I looked under control out there, so it's just about waiting and seeing. It takes time, and I think once some time passes and they get some more time to evaluate, I should be landing somewhere. So, but it's been great.
What?
Yeah, I think it's really dope how they have these these FIBA windows, in the during the season as well as in the summer. I mean, because I think like guys that end up falling out of situations. Like I remember when Schroeder fell out and then he killed in Eurobasket. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then he signed over there in LA and stuff. Like it's really dope for guys that have the blessing of having multiple passports and being able to play in these windows. Man, can kind of use it to kind of rebound and find themselves into a different situation.
Nah, no lie, it is a blessing. I didn't even know AmeriCup was a thing until one of my teammates DM'd me. He said, "Hey man, we got these qualifiers. This could be an opportunity for you to change the narrative." And I was like, "What?" So I immediately just started locking in for it. I was so happy, so excited to get on the floor again. So yeah,
What
it
if?
is a big blessing.
What did you talk about changing the narrative? What did you learn in Charlotte, and like how have you been preparing yourself to go into your next opportunity to get back into the league, and just mainly though, what have you learned from your experiences and how the narrative, and I guess what sticks out about the
Narrative.
narrative now to you?
To me, I feel like what I learned from the Charlotte situation is just from a basketball standpoint, the importance of shot making, all over the floor. Like I just feel like because like consecutive scoring to me is what can separate a good player from a great player. So, and I feel like that comes from your training. And the more one shot at a time you are, and the more well-rounded you are as a player in terms of I've worked every area on the floor. I've worked the left side, mid-range three, jump hook, both hands. I've got every aspect of my game down packed to where I know that I can produce in the game. I think just being more efficient with my game every day in practice, because it's a detailed process. So with practice, with shoot around, just being consistent and efficient without stressing about it, without the anxiety or like the pressure, because of like, you got to look at the big picture, right, in life. So without stressing about one game or one practice, while still being detailed and accurate. So I just learned a lot about like how many different layers there are to basketball. You know what I'm saying? You get to that level, like, oh yeah, we want you to have this, and the jump hook got to be there, and then these are these stats. We chart everything in practice and in the game, and you just start picking up on how important efficiency is in terms of winning, because the goal of basketball is to win, and assist to turnover ratio, boxing out, rebounding, just those little details, man. I just learned so much about the game between Charlotte and the G League, and talking about how to win games, because that's what ball is. You want to just win. And the more of a winner you are, the higher your stock, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? In any realm of basketball, in terms of trying to get to Division One, trying to get to the NBA, play on a national team. You know what I'm saying? So just learning how to make shots, be efficient, talk on defense, and having that high motor. I always had a high motor, was always in great shape. So just about that consecutive scoring, because at Texas, I got that. I did that at Texas, and I was pretty good at that. But I feel like it's when you get to the league, it's another level that you got to get to. Because the guy's size, you know what I'm saying? Like, the guys are bigger, but I'm really athletic, so I didn't really have too much problems. But to me, I just was trying to aspire to be a better player, to try to tap into that all-star, superstar, win a championship level. So when you're trying to get there, I just felt like I was studying Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, just watching their games and seeing how consecutive their scoring was, and watching KD and Melo in the FIBA games and how they would like hit consecutively, and that's how they would build a lead and win the game. So that was the importance of shot making. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to score to win. So yeah, I feel like once you're like, to me, defense should be something that's automatic because that's hard. You know what I mean? That's just moving. But even that sometimes. So just being more detailed in my process. As I got to the NBA, I just realized how many more details there were in my life that had to be covered because at Texas, there's school and you have your basketball, and I did things like wear toe spacers, I stretched, I made sure I ate properly, and I did my meditations. And when I got to the NBA, I took it up even another notch, getting a personal chef. And so it's really fun. Like I said, it's a beautiful process. But when you talk about trying to be the best and the most efficient, that was the biggest thing for me that I learned, just growing to be more efficient and being smart with the shots that I take too, so that I can have the best outcome for the team and win the game. I'm just trying to figure out how to win in Charlotte. But that's still a process that I'm going through. I'm still learning with the AmeriCup games too. Feel like we did well as a team in the Puerto Rico game. Got a little stagnant with our offense in the second game. Like, we wasn't really moving the ball as much and, taking some wild shots. So that's where we got to improve. But we got that first W, and that's a step in the right direction. So we can still qualify for AmeriCup too. So it's positive. We just got to win the next one.
Yo, was there somebody that kind of took you under their wing when you got to the league, or were you just kind of in there? Because you guys have always had a pretty young team over there, or were you just kind of like figuring these things out for yourself?
It was a lot of figuring out on my own. I mean, some guys would give me advice, you get little tidbits from vets and they would say certain things, just to try to win the game. But in terms of the whole scope, it's kind of something you got to look at for yourself and figure out. I felt like for me, that's what it was like. And I was trying to just navigate the whole thing. And everybody's got their own lives, and a lot of people don't have the time to, show you how to live yours. So it was something that I really figured out on my own. I had some good mentors though, like old strength coaches and some skills trainers. My guy Daryl Harden, I worked with him a lot, and we talked about the game a lot. So I would say that was somebody. He's not an NBA player, but he was somebody that I would talk to a lot about the game and what my approach needs to be like in terms of winning the game. And that's when we talked about consecutive scoring. So, and just being efficient, not turning the ball over, attacking the game and working on all aspects of my game so that, I could just be a complete player. And talking about composure too, not just with basketball, but with life. So I had some good people in my ear, but, obviously now I'm still seeking knowledge, seeking the right people to have around me so that I can continue to grow and learn. But, I'm looking for those people. But while I was in Charlotte, there were some decent vets. Kelly Oubre was cool. He shared some things with me, just about navigating this lifetime. And yeah, he's really big on balance, and stillness. So that's something I'm big on too, being still and calm. So yeah.
Yeah, you talk a lot about like your process and enjoying kind of your journey through this basketball life, which is dope. And to me, one thing that always gets lost, especially with NBA guys now, there's so many eyes on y'all, right? And like I think
Right.
you're 23 years old, and you started hooping competitively at 15, right? That's correct? Around
Right.
14, 15.
So I'll tell y'all the whole story.
Yeah.
So I tried out for so I started basketball at basketball camp like everybody else, 5 years old. Jeff Rogers basketball camp. DeAndre Ayton
Mm.
spoke about that camp. That's like a legendary camp in the Bahamas. Went there. I was running track as well. And when I was 11, we moved to the United States, me and my mom, my little brother. And I would play basketball in gym class every day. That was like my thing. Like, I love ball. Like, I would count my stats and everything. Like, got triple doubles in there. Like, I love basketball. So I'm playing basketball in gym class. I'm going for 50. I'm going off, right? So, and then I tried out for the team. I didn't make the team. Cried my eyes out, man. I was so sad. And then, my mom told me, Michael Jordan didn't make his 10th grade team. Don't worry about it. You can still be the greatest. You can still go to the NBA. I was like, yeah, you're right. So in 8th grade, played like pickup, right? Ninth grade, got cut again from the freshman team. I said, all right, I'm going to go play City League basketball because I wanted to just hoop. Y'all ever heard of City League?
Nuh-uh.
Nah.
So in our city, we had a city named Del Rey in Florida, and I played in the City League. So like everybody 15 and under, it's like AAU. Everybody 15 and under in the city, we just play in this league. It was like 100 kids, and there's like 5 teams, and we had like 10 games. Then we had a playoff. My team made it to the championship, and we lost. So I did that in ninth grade. So I played competitive ninth grade. 10th grade, I made the JV squad finally. Was so pumped. Played, started a couple games, and then went to the Bahamas in 11th grade. And that's when I started getting to the national team basketball and training. Then I got invited to Basketball Without Borders camp,
Mm-hmm.
America's camp. Y'all ever heard of
Yep.
Basketball Without
Of
Borders?
course.
Got
Yeah.
invited to that. A lot of other guys, Kofi Cockburn,
Mm-hmm.
some other guys who ended up playing Division One. AJ Lawson, I think he's with the
Mm-hmm.
Mavs now. I don't know where he's at, but he was at that camp. Couple other guys, man. Denny from the Washington
Avdia.
Yeah,
Wizards.
yeah.
Avdia,
Avdia,
yeah.
yeah, he was at the Basketball Without Borders camp. So we all were there in the Bahamas. Got invited there, and then I started playing, and that's when I was headed to Orlando Christian Prep and Brewster Academy. So yeah, I was playing basketball all my life, man. I played other sports too, baseball, track. I did karate, but I just gravitated more towards the ball. I just loved it so much, and yeah, that's kind of how things took off. So yeah, I always was a player, but taking in terms of like getting recruited, that didn't start for me until 11th grade, 12th grade. Yeah.
That was you said
Hello.
they cut out for a sec. So you said getting recruited, that started for you at what age?
Yeah. 11th and 12th grade. So I was getting recruited. So when I went to 12th grade, my 11th grade year, going into my 12th grade year, I went to Orlando Christian Prep. And, we were working
Mm-hmm.
out in the beginning of the season. And that's when I got my first offer from University of Buffalo. I was 16 years old. And then I got an offer from, I think it was USC Upstate or something like that. So couple
Yeah, South
low to
Carolina
mid
upstate.
yeah,
Yeah.
a couple of low mid majors started to come and watch me work out because it was me, Nasir Little, C.J. Walker, Ronaldo Segu. We had a good team at OCP, and we would play pickup. So a lot of scouts would be in the gym, and that was the reason why I went to that school. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's been cutting in and
Yeah,
out.
it's cutting in and out a
Yeah,
little
it's a
bit.
reconnect. Yeah, it's kind of Wi-Fi. Yeah, so the reason why I went to the school because I knew that they had a lot of high-profile high school players, and there was going to be an opportunity for me to get on. But yeah, so after my 11th grade year, going into my senior year, that's when recruitment started to pick up. But I was still the age of an 11th grader because I was only 16 going into my senior year. So yeah, 16 was when I started getting recruited because I did a post grad year too at Brewster, which
Yeah.
was
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
So yeah,
Okay.
I would say beginning of my senior year, that's when recruitment started. But I got invited to go to the NBA Academy when I was in 11th grade. So there was definitely some interest for me. But I just decided, and I was getting recruited to go for high school too. There's a school called Orangeville Prep in
Orangeville's in.
Canada that I got
Yeah.
invited to. Orangeville's in.
It's,
Yeah. Yeah, and then Lawrenceville too. Lawrenceville, that was in New Jersey. They were recruiting me as well. But yeah, I ended up going to OCP, and then I went to Brewster and made it happen from there. And then I went to Texas.
So I mean, so that's
Yeah.
all
So
within the last 6-7 years of your life, which is crazy to think about because like obviously
right.
everything that's happened, the ups and the downs that you've had. What was some of the benefits from getting started so late, and what were some of the cons from getting started so late in your journey? Because again, you have obviously you went viral with your
Mhm.
video, and everybody's looking like, oh, what's he thinking? What's he doing? Blah blah. But it's like you just 21 years old. Like man, you still don't know nothing for real. You know what I'm saying? So like, what are
Right,
you know what
still
I'm saying?
learning.
Like, so what are some of the things that were pros and cons from starting so late?
So for me, I think some of the pros, I'll start with the pros, is that going through life, it made me more well-rounded because basketball wasn't a certainty. So, I was focused really on school and getting my community service hours because they had this thing called Bright Future Scholarship, where if you did like, I think it was 900 community service hours,
Mm-hmm.
you could get a full if you had 900 community service hours and you had like a really good resume in terms of being a well-rounded student athlete and had like a really high GPA, you could get a full scholarship. That's what I had learned. That's what they told me right in school. Some people, it was like that was a rumor that was circulating. People had mentioned that to me. So I was like, okay, this is a good way for me to maybe get on. So I did like 700 hours of community service hours at my church working the camera. So I got really familiar with like cameras and stuff like that, learning how to do those types of things. And as a student, I just had so much time to study because I wasn't really on a team yet. So, but even though when I got recruited to go on like teams and play at OCP and all of that, I still was studying a lot. So it made me just have the right foundation in terms of studying habits and taking school seriously, which made me a better athlete because I was able to learn things quicker and pick up on things faster. So definitely good for my cognitive side, like in terms of understanding and picking up things and grasping information. So that was where I grew. Just made me more of a well-rounded guy, I feel like. But basketball is something that's good for that too, I would say.
For sure. For sure.
But I wouldn't say there's any cons. I mean, I still don't think I started late because a lot of guys blew up late. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you're working, right? And then that attention doesn't come until later. So I would say that another pro of it was me not basing how well I'm doing off of other people's opinions of me, but
Mm.
from my actual growth that I'm seeing within myself. So I'm the one in there every day. So when I'm going in the gym and I'm seeing myself hit 8, 9, 10 in a row, I'm like, whoa. Nobody else saw that though. You know what I mean? It didn't go viral. I didn't go for 30.
Yeah.
Nobody saw, but I'm like, yo, I'm getting better. Wow, I'm getting
You're
more
not
skill.
worried
I'm
about
getting
the
more
rankings or
focused.
nothing like that. Like,
No, yeah, I'm just playing basketball and trying to actually hoop, and so it's the same thing right now. Throughout this whole time, you watching NBA, you watching these guys play overseas, and I wasn't playing anywhere, and I was just waiting patiently. That work that I was doing over this whole time span was for me. I'm training, I'm shooting, I'm lifting. That's just for my personal growth and development and doing what I love to do. I'm not just working for, oh, I got a highlight or, oh, I went for 30 and everybody saw. It's just my own work. And to me, it makes your love for the game more pure. Fell in love with the game even deeper because it's like, bro, you shooting and it's like, I didn't even know about America Cup. I'm just working out, like waiting for a team to, give me an opportunity. And so I feel like America Cup was a great way to earn one. But I don't know, to being a late start, and sometimes people not knowing about you or that lack of exposure can cause you to be underestimated sometimes, but that can hurt you in terms of like, coaches may look at you and be like, how good is this guy? I'm just starting to hear about him. You know what I'm saying? So like when I was getting recruited at that high major level, it kind of took coaches a little longer because some of these guys are like, bro, I've been watching this kid since ninth grade. I just started seeing Kai, you know what I'm saying? So they'll feel more comfortable with another guy because they're like, this kid been killing since ninth grade. So I'll say that's one of the cons of it. Like, they haven't seen you kill that long, so they may just question things. Like, but then I still ended up getting a lot of offers, so it all worked out. But yeah, that's what I would say is some of the pros and cons of it.
so break down. So you obviously went on this crazy journey. You obviously made it to the league. You in Charlotte. You showed. One thing that I love about your game is I feel like all that it makes sense now that you're talking because I think it's apparent that you pick up on things pretty quick, like just for like watching you play in
Yeah.
from a rookie to now. So break down the ups in Charlotte, and then obviously the moment when that everybody obviously knows about, the video when it started to go a little sideways in Charlotte. Kind of break down that moment for you and what you was going through, what you was feeling in that
Right.
moment.
Which video exactly? The live video where I was like, some of my greatest days of all time. That one.
Yeah.
Oh,
The live
yeah.
video,
So
yeah.
So I'll start with the good. I'll start with the good days in Charlotte. I mean, some of the best times was when we were getting some W's. We had one point in the season where I just started playing and we finally got 2 dubs in a row. So that felt great. And my second year, rookie year, was mainly just G League. Not really playing much in Charlotte. Did some G League in the second year too, just to keep my reps up. And the G League was a up for me as well, honestly, even though I didn't feel like I should be down there. Organization was just like, we want to see you get some more run. We want to see you shoot it. So I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and get some work in down there. And I had some great games, played some of the best basketball I ever played in my life. So it was great for me. And I'm still growing in terms of like continuing to display all my complexities and my ability to take a team to victory. Like, that's an important thing. I feel like that's an asset. If you have a guy who can handle the ball down the stretch and score consecutively down the stretch to win a game and close a game, that's a powerful way to be. So that's something that I'm working on showing at that NBA level, and now I would like to show and convince my coaching staff that I'm capable of when I get to that level. But getting there is the most important part, and that's what I was trying to get to this offseason. I was tweeting a lot about like how I want to be the MVP and DPOY, and I thought I was gonna win it over and over. The reason why I tweeted that is because I found in my life, whenever I put my mind to something and I really, really focus on it every day, I do it. So I was like, if I just put my mind to this and I focus every single day, I think I'm gonna get it done. I was logically feeling like that because when I was in high school and I was like, man, I want to go high major. I used to watch Oklahoma and Texas play. I was like, man, I want to go high major, like where I like see the big screen, like everybody's there, big game. I want to play in the big games. And my trainer was like, bro, I think you should go mid major. I don't think you would play at a high major. And I just focused every day. I said, I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna hit it. And then I went high major, and then we won the first ever Big 12 at Texas, you know. And when I got to Texas, we had never won a Big 12. We had never even beaten Kansas, I don't think. Maybe beat them like once, but we never beat them twice in one season. And me and Greg and Donovan, we sit down every day and say, we're going to whoop Kansas ass. We're going to win the Big 12. Then we're going to win NCAA championship. Like, that was our whole mindset, you know. We didn't win the NCAAs, but we beat Kansas twice, first time ever, and then we won the Big 12. And, bro, ever since then, I was like, man, Kai, you know, just keep on believing in yourself. And that's what's going to propel you in life because, you know, you get to a point where it's like, you let go of the past and you try to focus on the moment and say, okay, what do I have to do to be the best version of myself from here? And for me, I felt like MVP DPOY was the best version of myself because I thought that I was in shape enough to do it. I could guard 1 through 5. If I would just hit my three-pointer efficiently every single day and focus on it, because, bro, I have nothing else to focus on. Kevin Durant said it. He feel like his purpose in life is to be the best basketball player he could possibly be. I'm 6'11". What else is my purpose? That's the only thing I could be here to do. I mean, like, I love to rap and everything, but like, bro, yeah, I might as well just focus on being the best ball player I could be. That's why in my music, I put that I'm gonna hit my three. I'm not missing my three because that's something I gotta do every day. That's something I gotta focus on every single day. Like when I go in to shoot, before the game, when I go into practice. So I'm trying to be the best 3-point shooter possible. You know, try not to miss any threes. That's my goal. It's hard to do, but it's possible, you know, like it's possible to be the best 3-point shooter. It's a hard thing. Caitlin Clark can shoot. So like, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just about hitting it one at a time and working on your craft. But I love basketball, so I'm gonna just keep working on my three and my mid range. And the reason why I say the three is because, you know, in NBA, those guys, they'll play in that drop coverage. And I feel like when I'm coming off, if I was to come off of a ball screen, they'll probably try to drop off on me, like, in the beginning because of my previous scores. Or they may be like, oh, Kai can shoot. I'm going to just come up. You know, I'll read the situation. But I feel like being able to shoot the three off the ball screen, off the catch, is an important asset to keep you on the floor. And then once you can stay on the floor, you can get the ball in your hands more, which can lead to an MVP possibly once you're scoring efficiently, making the right reads on the floor, and winning the most games. So I thought that if I did that, that I could, you know, and rebound, obviously, I could be MVP. Like, do something like what Giannis did or like what Jokic did. So that was my goal. And I was looking at those guys like, man, I'm similar size. I'm tall. I'm very athletic. I can pull up going right and left. I got a lot of game. If I can just hit my three, pay attention to the scouting report so I can stay on the floor, like not getting foul trouble. And the reason why I say hit my three is because like coaches are big on shooting, I feel like, because that spaces the floor in the pick and roll. And I'll play off ball a lot. So that corner shot, wing shot, those are big shots for me. So if I'm hitting those consistently and then getting on the floor, then I can grab the rebound, push, and pull up for the three like I did in FIBA. And then I'm handling guys, breaking them down, scoring, doing that consecutively. And then I'm getting assists because when I'm coming down, oh, I'm bringing in all the defense. I'm kicking out to a wide open three, bow. Then I got 5, 6, 7, 8 assists. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking of it like that, and I just thought that I could do that, you know? You know, you play 2K and you kind of like, that's what the NBA is. You're playing 2K out there. So when I play my career, I'm trying to really do that. Like, I'm trying to not turn the ball over, not miss threes. And, bro, on God, 2K my career was something that kind of gave me the idea that, bro, if you do this, I won MVP actually on my 2K my career. Just saying. Hall of Fame. So I was like, if I can go out there and do that, like in the NBA, you know, I could really win it. And that would be great for me. And then win DPOY, play and guard 1 through 5, and bro, our coaches on defense are so hard on us. They want us to be perfect anyway. So I was like, shoot, I might as well aim for a DPOY. Like, they don't want us to mess up on D. That's one thing that got me in trouble in the NBA, messing up on defense. So I was like, if I focus on not messing up on defense and then win the DPOY, I'm going to get more playing time. I'm going to play better. And then, cause what every guy who really loves ball want to do is you don't want to come off the floor. So you try to figure out all the things that leads to you staying on the floor. So if I'm playing at a DPOY caliber, I'm gonna be on the floor all night, which is all I wanted to do, bro. I got a lot of energy. I love to play. When I get subbed out, there's something inside me like, bro, I want to play, bro. I want to run around all night and play defense and offense and hit my shots and go crazy. So like, that's why I was trying to be perfect. Like, and it's hard. It's hard to be perfect. It's hard to not make any mistakes, but that's what I was trying to aim to do. So it's actually great that I had a lot of this time off because it gives me more time, I feel like, to scan it and like try to cover everything. But that's what the coaches are for. And I hope that the organization that I land with like has the coaches that I'm sure they're gonna be hard because they want to win the game. So I'm sure that the coaches will help me do that, reach my goals. So but yeah, and in the video I was talking about like what I was talking about in the video was I was just really excited in the house. I feel like to me, I think having a lot of positive energy is what like creates a positive life. And my great grandma had just passed away, so I was trying not to be like negative and sit in the house and be like, man, my grandma died and man, things are hard and man. So I was just like listening to a lot of music and just turning up all the time and trying to that was my way of coping. So I love Michael Jackson. I love to dance. My great grandma knows that about me. I love to dance all the time. So I'm just trying to dance and have fun and bring light into the world. I thought that if people saw me having fun, it would make them have fun and smile and have a good day. Like we here, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I want to be the greatest, but the destination isn't the what do they say? The journey is the destination. That's the realest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you think that getting a trophy or something is gonna make you happy. It's about being as happy as you possibly can in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I have so much to be grateful for. I'm alive. I get to do what I love for a living. That's a luxury. And I'm blessed and I'm doing it well. I'm doing it at a high level. So I was just really happy. And then a lot of people just kept saying I was doing Percocets and stuff like that. So I was just like, bro, I've never done a perk on God. Like some of my greatest days of all time was in the long jump pit. Like that's to me, that's my fun. Like it's not like I don't need perks and shit to turn up. I'm naturally turned. Like anybody who know like, I'm calm when it's time to play and be professional, but in terms of dancing, like if we just having fun, like when I used to go out dancing at the club, like I can get turned without a sip of alcohol, without anything to smoke. I'm just lit. I like to dance. Like I'm a big dancer, bro. I used to do hip hop dance, contemporary, like into that ballet stuff. So I like to prance around. Like I mean, basketball is dancing, bro. Like that's what it is. So and I'm very energetic. I like to work out. So that video, the reason why I was sweating the video started in my bathroom and I was doing boxing. Like I had I had some super rare boxing gloves. Y'all ever seen those?
Mm-mm.
I had some really cool boxing gloves. They're
Mm-mm.
called super rare gloves. And I was shadow boxing. Like I was trying to say that I had the best hands in the world. Like, like I was trying to say that I was gonna be the best boxer, right? And I was just having fun. And that's what kind of caused me to work up a sweat. Like yeah, so I was like working out and stuff, and so I started sweating. It's so crazy how somebody took that and just started making it seem like I was doing drugs, but I explained all that to the front office, and that wasn't what happened. They just thought that I need to get some therapy because of some other things, and at the time I didn't want to do the therapy because I thought that it was unrealistic for me to do therapy and get ready for NBA season. Because I'm like, bro, a couple hours of therapy that we have 100 and something plays. I got to study my playbook. I got to get my rest. I got to stretch. I got all of these workouts I got to do. Like, how am I supposed to go to therapy? And like, I thought that the therapist would be like a distraction because I was like, sometimes in therapy, bro, when you're talking, you only got an hour, right? And I hate leaving therapy feeling like there's a tornado in my head. Because you're going over so many things in the past. You're going over everything that ever happened. Even everybody has their trauma. Some people have no trauma in their life. God bless them. Some people have some, right? So I've had some things, and you talk about all of that, and it's like, bro, I was trying to not think about that and just focus on my free throw in the morning, but now I got to bring all of that up, and you just go. And to me, it used to feel like sometimes therapy would just make things a little worse. Like I was like, man, I feel like the water's already still. I'm good. It's no need to go into all of that. I just want to be the best version of myself this season, win all the preseason games. I want to earn my starting spot. So Mitch was kind of like, "Now you have to go to therapy." So I said, "Okay, I'll go." Then they said I couldn't play in the training camp. I had to just do the therapy, and I was like, "What? I can't play in training camp? How am I going to earn a starting position? How am I going to earn my minutes in the preseason? And he said, nah, you can't do training camp. I'm like, man, what? Are these guys trying to ruin my career? So, that's what I'm thinking. But it wasn't that. I spoke to him after, and he was just trying to, he felt like I needed some time to just get my head more right so that I could focus. And he thought it would be better for me if I took some more time and get some therapy. But I'm like, man, that's an opinion. And my money's on the line. I want to make my money. But it's like, he was like, man, so I just said, wave me. I was being emotional, and I was just like, man, just wave me. I'll just take this time to train. And I thought that I was going to get picked up faster than I did, but then the MBPA had me do a program, and they said that I had to complete these steps of the program before I can go to a new team. I had to do like therapy, and they said I had to go to therapy before I can go on a new team. So I was like, what? I thought it was unfair, but they were like, that's the rules. Like, that's what you got to do. You got to do the therapy. So I said, okay, I'll do the therapy, but it did the program didn't stop me from playing FIBA, which is why I was able to go to America. So I got one more therapy session tomorrow, and then yeah, we'll see what happens after that. But the therapist had to clear me because the therapist just wants me to live a healthy, clean life. Like, no smoking weed, no drinking alcohol, so that I can focus on my basketball. And I agree with that. And then he just wants me to make like really good decisions and try not to get so existential. I'll be transparent on here. Try not to get so existential that I lose synchronicity with the people around me. He felt like that was something that happened to me. I'm pretty existential, you know what I'm saying? I can get really like out there in my brain. And he felt like that caused me to lose synchronicity. So he's like, for going forward, I think it would be better for you if you just understand like how to handle relationships and how to give people grace and how to have patience with the people around you so that the relationship could be better for both parties. And that's something that I'm learning with my girlfriend. That's something I'm learning with my trainers. Something I'm working on because when you join a franchise, it's about the relationship. It's about trust because, they're trusting you to come in and execute, and you're trusting them to help guide you to the right place. And obviously with Charlotte, I wasn't really trusting Mitch when it got to a certain point. I was like, man, we could do the therapy and I could play. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't hit anybody. I didn't do anything illegal. Why can't I play in training camp? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that was what I was upset about. I felt like I didn't really do anything drastic enough. Like I didn't fail a drug test or anything. I just was like, you know, being very free spirited. And then he mentioned like my comments about my teammates. Like I had tweeted that so somebody commented under one of my posts that like one of my teammates was gonna kick my bum ass off the roster. Like they were roasting me. And I was like, bro, did this dude just call me a bum? And I responded to him like saying why I thought that I was better than somebody on the team. And people thought that I was like immature. But I was just making a comment because I was just getting off, and I'm competitive anyway, so I was like, if Mark don't like that, we can have a conversation about it. We could play one-on-one about it. Ain't nothing to do that. I'm supposed to see you every day. I'll play against you every day. And obviously, I feel like I'm the best player in the world. Like that's how I feel. I feel like nobody can guard me. I feel like nobody can stop me from getting off, like in the world. So of course I'm gonna say that. I'm 6'11". I got a handle. I can shoot at all areas of the floor. I'm gonna tell people, bro, no, he can't guard me. No, that person can't guard me. What else am I supposed to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I work my whole life. I work really hard. I train just as hard as anybody. You know what I'm saying? Running 2 miles. I'm lifting. I'm training. I'm getting my extra boxing sessions in. I'm up at 5 a.m. I'm doing the Kobe Bryant routine in a sense. Like, I'm seeing the ball going a lot. So, like, I've had my rough games. And so had Kobe Bryant. Like, so you just move on from, focus on the next shot, and you be positive about it. So yeah, I know some of it came off as like egotistical, like all the tweets and stuff like that, but some of it is just self-expression. And that's what I was working on with my therapist. Like he was just like, try to like keep some things private. So that's something you got to work on too as when you're a younger guy. Like you said, you young, you don't really know shit. I'm thinking that transparency is the key for me. I'm like, man, the more transparent I am, the better I'll be. That's what I used to think. Like I thought that if I'm transparent, I'm gonna play better because that means I'm not really I'm not hiding anything deep down inside of me. Like, I think I'm really that nigga. So it's going to really make me play well. That's what I used to think was going to happen. I still think that's the case. I think the more you come out and say, I'm the GOAT, I'm the best, I think it's going to come out and happen if you really think that way. That's why I always kept saying, GOAT life, GOAT life, GOAT life. Because I was like, the more I focus on it, you know, I could possibly be the GOAT. And, you know, at least I'm not. And I think it's better to think positive and try to head in the right direction instead of wondering about, like, man, what's it going to be for me? What's life going to be like? Like, just make a decision and say, nah, I'm going to make life go like this. And my girl asked me, like, if I'm more of a go with the flow guy or, like, try to control what happens. I said, yeah, I like to be the flow. Like, I like to try to make something happen instead of being like, oh, you know, whatever the universe sends me. You gotta be careful with that because there's dark forces in the universe too. So I try to just say, goat life. I'm gonna be the god of my realm and make something happen for myself. Like that's what I'm gonna do. And I've been living like that for a while, and it's done me well. It's made me money, put food on my table, it's taking care of my family. So I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna keep being like that. And, you know, not be arrogant about it, be an asshole, you know, but be a gracious God if I'm gonna try to be God, you know what I'm saying? Like, and be good to people, make the world a better place. That's what I like to do, yeah.
Man, we 34, 35. Good. How old are you? 30, 35 now? Thir
36,
36,
36.
and we still don't know shit. We still learning things every day. The one thing you got is that
I know,
the one
right?
thing you got is the belief in yourself. So shout out to you for that, man. That's really real
Yeah,
in my opinion. So, but I could tell from just a short time you think uniquely probably to a lot of people, like just the way your brain
yeah,
works, right? So it's like when
right,
that
yeah, I
stuff,
do.
yeah, when that stuff came out, how frustrating or was it frustrating to not be able to explain your side of like what was going on, especially like I said, there's so much scrutiny and everybody's saying, oh, you on perks, he this and that. Like, I'm sure you just wanted to come out and be like, man,
Right.
y'all bugging.
Right. My one of my best friends, one of them, while I was at Brewster Academy, we did a podcast. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was on YouTube. He has a podcast called Pigeon Vision, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go on there and explain like what was happening. Cause yeah, I do think uniquely to everybody. I thought everybody thought like me, you know. That's one thing that was tricky about that. I was like, bro, deep down inside, doesn't everybody think they're the hardest thing? Like I mean, everybody has their moments where they're like, man. And that's why I tweeted, there's infinite realms inside of us, you know, and the ones that we pay attention to the most or we nurture the most or we manifest the most. So like, you know, it depends on what you're focusing on. So for me, I used to think, you know, of course people think they're the best. Of course everybody thinks they're the GOAT, you know, because that's how you're gonna take care of yourself. Like it's about survival in here and it's about thriving and excelling. So why would you not think like that? I just want to be the best version of me. But yeah, it was a little baffling to me that people were just making these assumptions. But you know, the Percocet assumption was something that was minor. Like I don't think the organization really thought I was doing perks. Like, cause I got drug tested. You know, they were like, man, he's really excited. After I dunked Wembanyama, I got drug tested. People were like, what's this dude doing? Literally the next day. So, so like, you know, nothing came up though. I didn't fail any drug tests and I was clean and no steroids or nothing. So yeah, when people started spreading all those rumors, all my family members were reaching out to me and they were just like, man, we hope you good. And I just was looking at it like, man, why are these people trying to prey on my downfall? Why are they trying to make it seem like I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do? Why are they trying to hate on me? I was just like, why are they trying to hate? I just didn't understand it. Cause I'm like, why would you just make up a negative rumor like that? Like, you know what I mean? That's something that's really just weird to me, you know, cause you playing with somebody's life, but I wasn't really doing anything. So when I got drug tested, everything was fine. Yeah, and it didn't. That's not why I got waived. I didn't get waived because I said I was the GOAT. None of that. I just asked them to get waived because I didn't want to. I thought that I was going to get on faster, but I learned that they really were concerned about my mental health. I thought I could get around it because I was like, bro, there's nothing wrong with me like that bad. Like I can play basketball. Like I may be having a bit of a like. I may be thinking I'm him a lot, but I mean, I'm not going crazy. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hurt anybody, so I thought that I didn't deserve to have my basketball taken away. Like John Morant, what they basically did with John Morant, they took away his basketball. We're like kids, bro. We love to hoop. So basically, they said, "All right, I'm gonna take your game away." Like it's like when your mom take the PlayStation. That's what basically happened to me when they said I couldn't. When they said I couldn't play in training camp, they like took my video game. No, Kai, you're grounded. I'm like, what? I didn't even do anything. So I'm like upset, right? So it's like, I'm running away. I'm gonna run away. You know how kids be when their mom make them mad? I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna find somewhere else to go. That's what I was doing. I was just like mad. So I'm mad, and I'm like, I was emotional. I'm like, because of all the things started piling up. I'm like, man, and they sent me to the G League. I thought I was gonna be the MVP of the league from last year. I ain't say nothing about it, but I was like, man, this year is my year. I'm coming out to do it this year, and I did really well. I did really well in the G League, and before Mitch sent me down there, I said, Mitch, I'm better than Giannis. You're sleeping on me, man. You don't need to be sending me down there. Nobody in the NBA can guard me. Da da da. He's like, this guy said he's better than who? That man has 2 MVPs left. I'm like, but Mitch, mine is coming. Like, you got to give me my chance to get it. Like, so that's what I was explaining to him. I'm like, man, I could do it. Da 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 da. They sent me to the G. This is in the season. So, like, when they send you to the G and then they say you can't come to training camp, you just like, man, y'all trying to ruin my shit. What's up, man? I'm just getting upset. Of course, I wasn't perfect. Coach had his reasons why he wasn't playing me, I'm sure. So, it's fine. That happens. For me, what I learned is, honestly, sometimes you got to be patient. I have this God complex where I think I can make things happen. But one thing about God is he's not in a rush because he's eternal and he's at peace. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I learned. God is peace. So it's no need for me to rush to MVP, DPOY. Like, that was my whole thing. I was like, man, this is the year. This is the year. I was like, man, this is the year. But it's like, you don't need to be that way. You can just be peaceful and things take time. Great things take time, and it's competitive too. So I would have had to shoot the shit out of it if it had happened for sure. And I'd have had to earn my way into a starting position, been perfect on defense. But I felt like it was something that I could do, and I was training really hard for it. And I was in the gym a lot. But they just felt like my sleeping pattern was like off. So Mitch was like, man, I want you to get therapy. We need to get you under control. Cause I was going in the gym at like 2 a.m., bro, and like working out and stuff like that. So they were like, why is he working out so off schedule? It was just that sometimes I'd just wake up and I'd be like, man, I want to go shoot, man. I want to go work out. I want to go work on my body. I feel like I'm not doing enough. So they thought that was like manic. I didn't think that it was manic. I just thought that it was like, man, I'm just really driven. And I also had this complex that I had infinity energy inside of me. I believed in that. I read it in like a book somewhere. And I was like, shoot, we can do anything through Christ who strengthens us, right? The Bible says that. And, I feel like when I get ramped up, I can push through anything. So that's why I'll work out in the middle of the night sometimes. And they was like, bro, you got to get your sleep. You got to get your 8 hours. Yeah, sleep is really important. So, what I learned through this whole therapeutic process, because I've been going to therapy really consistently, that's been the biggest part of the program that the NBPA has me on before I go back to play. Because they're trying to really help me get my head right. Is patience, one. And just so in life, you got to try to stay in the lines. That's what my therapist said. The more that I try to stay in the lines, I'm going to get to where I'm trying to go faster and not have any problems. So just try to really stay in the lines, like don't cause any problems. Be compromise like with people around you, like work better with the people around you. So instead of being in a rush to MVP, if Mitch wants me to go to the G, just go play well, and then hopefully he calls you back up, and then just slowly work your way in. Stop trying to rush things. As a young guy, like you said, we don't know anything. We think, man, I got it now. I know I'm the one. I know I can do it. I know I can play better than this guy and that guy, and I want to play right now. And it's my timing. Da 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 da. And but you just gotta slow down, and it'll come to you when it's really meant for you, when it's meant to come to you. That's what I hate saying that. You know that? I hate saying that. But I think that's true. You know what I'm saying? I hate saying stuff like that. Like, it'll come to you when it's meant to be. I hate that
shit too.
phrase, meant to
I hate
be.
that shit too.
Yeah,
I hate
but
that
You
shit
gotta
too.
make it.
but
I hate
but
it.
some things in life, man, I'm telling you, man, some things really are just meant for you. So that's one thing I
Yeah.
learned, bro. It's like a balance, bro. Like you said, how you say you don't know shit? That's real. Cause sometimes people are trying to figure out, is it meant to be? Is it me? Am I really in control of my destiny? I think it's a mixture of all of that. Like it's you. You're a force in it. Your spirit, your soul, your brain, what you do. It's a factor, but then there are some things that are just constructed foundation wise that this is what you are, and like this is like I'm 6'11". That's my bone structure. That's just what I am. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You can do all the stretching, bro. Some guys can sit down and hang on the pole, and they still don't get to that height. But but then they can say, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot the shit out the ball and be the greatest shooter ever, and still make millions of dollars." So it's elements of it for sure. So that's what I'm learning. And that was my whole connection. I was having an issue of like, well, it's meant to be. Like, I feel like it's in the stars for me to be the greatest of all time right now. And it's time for me to boom harder than Michael Jordan. That's how I was thinking in my head. Like, it's meant to be. And if they're trying to stop me, they're not meant for me. That's how I was thinking.
mean,
So when they said I couldn't come, when they said I couldn't come to training camp, I'm like, oh, they're trying to stop me from Michael Jordan, and man, what the heck?
feature
They're trying to slow me
Michael
down.
Jordan.
They trying to hate on me, man. This is my timing. I'm like, this is my timing. In my head, bro, I'm like, bro, this is my timing. I'm gonna do my boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for me to come out and be the best and GOAT life, and I'm gonna have a nice free throw percentage. I'm not gonna mess, because every year, what really was happening to me, I was in the preseason, I was having a hard time at the line. First year, I wasn't getting up on my toes and I kept shooting it long. Second year, nervous, wasn't really as calm. Third year, man, I got so calm about life, bro. My great grandma passed away. I got deeper. I went to the G. I faced all my fears. I stopped caring about what everybody really thought about me, bro. I learned about myself because I sat down and I would sit down and really think about myself in the off season. Played 2K, started understanding ball. I said, okay, this is the year. I'm gonna really, really get it this time. So that's what I really thought was happening. So, and that's what people say. That's the part of it. It's like, we'll see. But I think it's gonna happen. So right now it's about being patient, and I think what's meant for me will come for me. But when the opportunity comes, what I do with it and how responsible I am and the decisions that I make and the habits that I curate is what's going to determine my success level. So that's a part of my everyday daily routine, focusing on the details of shooting the free throw in right, not missing my mid range, and getting my 3-pointer down packed. That's why I work on my body so much, so I can have that great body control. So I have this time now, and I believe that I'm going to get invited to play back with the team Bahamas again. So that's going to be awesome. And we have a chance to qualify for the Olympics, so that's incredible too. So the future is very bright. I got a lot of opportunities. Those are the things that are lined up for me. And now the force is about me, like playing well, hitting the shots, making the right reads on offense, and locking in on D, not getting no easy fouls. And then that energy too, man. The energy that you come out with, I feel like in that second game against Puerto Rico, the energy that the team Bahamas brought, we didn't have the same intensity and focus as the first game. First game, we swagging out, guys really hitting their shots, more confident. Second game, we were a little timid, we weren't shooting the ball as well. And we were just focusing on the refs, not calling fouls. We had the game within our grasp, like early in the game. Then it kind of got away from us, but we're still 1-1, and we can still do really well in the America Cup. But that's what I learned. But yeah, the Hornets situation, I'm grateful for them. Had a lot of opportunities to play some of my best basketball down there and showcase my skills. But I guess now it's time to move on. That was a situation that I thought was meant to be too, because they picked me at the 19th pick and 119. My birthday is the 19th of January, so it's 119. So I thought that it was like meant to be. And then, I ended up wearing number 23. Never wore 23 in my life. Ended up wearing number 23, signed to Jordan. I'm like, whoa, is this a miracle? Is this meant to be? Like, what's going on? Like, am I supposed to be the greatest? That's how I was really thinking. Was I born to be in the NBA? Sometimes you start thinking about destiny and all that. But yeah, so that was that whole connection. But I learned that some things are meant to be. You have a destiny, but it's about you're a factor in it too. So like, yeah, I'm destined to be an NBA player, but if I don't go and work out in the morning, if I just say, man, I'm gonna sleep in the bed, I don't feel like, or if like, we got a game and I just say I'm not showing up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, things are meant for you, but you gotta execute it at the same time and be sharp about it. But yeah, bro, I think some things are meant to be, man. I think that's one of the things with marriage too, like, that's why love is a vibe. Like, and the reason why I take that there is because, love is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
And love can help you become a better person because you become more graceful and you become more understanding of your partner, which can lead to you starting to say, am I not as understanding as I can be with my life and my career as well? So it kind of makes you go deeper. And I think the loved ones we run into are meant for, like, it's like a meant to be thing too. Like, they could teach you a lesson about life. And That's a
Oh,
beautiful thing, but yeah, bro, it's tricky for sure, bro. I know y'all be feeling that way too.
Man, yeah, man. You gotta put all your energy into stuff and then just accept what happens. That's really all you can do, man. For real. Hey, I'm in London, so I gotta skate, but Goods is gonna finish up with you, man. But real shit, man. I'm enjoying it. I hope y'all are still on because I might be done in like 20 minutes, so I'm gonna try and hop back on. But if I don't get to hop back on, I appreciate you doing it, man. You got a youthful spirit. Keep doing your thing, man, for real. I hope everything works
For
out for you.
sure. Thank you. Yes, sir.
No
Thank
doubt,
you.
no doubt.
yeah,
No doubt, man.
yeah. Nah, like as we finishing up, man, I just wanted to tap into your rap career, man. So how long you been rapping, man, and how did that whole process come about?
So I've been rapping my whole life, bro. I've been rapping since I was like 9, 8, 7 years old, very young. So I'll explain it to you. When we were when we were in the Bahamas, we used to have these plays, right? And we would rap at the play and come out and do a whole like song that we created. So we would do like a rap and a dance. You know, I would wear the white gloves and the shades and the white
Okay.
t-shirt. So I was like a rapper out there, and I would do like freestyle battles at the food store. We had a food store called Solomon's, and I would do like rap battles at the food store with the packing boys. You know, people that pack the bags. So
Yeah,
I would do
yeah, yeah.
rap battles with those guys. And when I moved to the States, my parents got me an iPad for Christmas. And I would use it to record like my rap videos, put them on YouTube. And I was trying to I was trying to make a YouTube channel when I was younger. So I would rap a lot from then. And now, it grew into me having my own studio where I can make songs and stuff like that. Yeah,
Nah, that's
so that's
dope.
how
Are
it
you are
started
you
for me.
producing or are you working with producers? How you got that going?
I work with the producer. His name is Caden Bernard. And he's really good, bro. He went to school for 6 years and he knows the software really well. So he's incredible. We're working on the album right now. We've got 3 songs out on Apple Music, Spotify, and SoundCloud. So we're working on the album right now. So yeah, I think it's gonna be great. Yeah.
Yo, there's something in the water over there in Charlotte, man. Dwayne Bacon was rapping. You got
Yes.
Bridges.
Right.
Something in the
Right.
water out there, right?
Yeah. I think everybody used to rap when they was young. Like
Yeah, for
it
sure,
was
for sure.
ball and rap because like you look at it like that's the culture, bro. Like as an African American, like you got BET, and you see the basketball players and the rappers on there, and you like, man, they get so much money. And it wasn't even just the money. It was just like I grew up on Eminem a little bit too. Just seeing how they told their
Mm-hmm.
story, that's the beautiful part of it. Like telling their story,
Word.
trials, tribulations, and then the beautiful wordplay, and then the beat is catchy. So it's just like, bro, rap is such a beautiful thing because it's rhythm and poetry. It's like it's a story, it's a nice beat, it's a vibe. You can just chill out, listen to it. Bro. I used to be at the computer for hours listening to Michael Jackson, Lil Wayne. Like I'm up all night getting every Michael Jackson music video you could imagine. I watched the one with Eddie Murphy, all of them. Like I was a big MJ
Yeah.
fan, so when I got into music, when I came up rapping, and I got the opportunity to get in the studio, I was so excited, bro. I was like, what? I'm gonna make a song. Then I made a song. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make another song. I got hella songs, man. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make an album. I remember when D Baker came out with that song. I was in college, bro. I used to run that every day.
Right, right,
I used
right.
to run that song every day, man. Yeah, and then Miles' music. I loved Miles' music. I remember when I joined the team, I didn't even know he was rapping. I just saw it come up on my TikTok. I was like, bet. Started listening to it. I was like, bro, he's really got some bars. Like his music's really good. It's doing well too. So I'm
Right.
just working on my
Mm-hmm.
album right now and working on the basketball, trying to really do that same thing, be an all-star and do well on the court and then have my music do really well too. But what he's doing is great, man. I wish him nothing but the best. And same with the Hornets organization. There's no bad blood, but yeah, bro, I'm just trying to do the best that I can. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I dig it, man. But nah, I appreciate you hopping on here, man, being so transparent, man, and giving us the real, man. And
For
oh, and the
sure.
last question. So cutting the hair, man, is this a fresh start? What's the symbolism behind that?
Definitely a fresh start. Definitely letting go of things. I used to have my hair blue. I had long hair, and I love the natural look. I was like, man, I hadn't had my hair like without a dye in it for so long because I had went pink, and I was like, so I was trying to get all the dye out, and I was like, man, just go bald. Start moving militant and, try to take on that Mamba mentality and reality. I used to watch, I was watching Team USA, Kobe Bryant and LeBron and seeing them and how Kobe was bald and he was just really locked in. And so I liked it. I was like, I think I'm going to do that look, that bald, just serious look. And it's clean too. I like it. Yeah, so it was definitely symbolism of a lot of things for me. Restarting, refreshing, letting go of the past, and yeah. So that's what it is for me. New life, trying to transform.
Yeah. New life, goat life. New life, goat
Exactly, goat
life.
life. Exactly. Yes,
Nah, that's
sir.
what's up, man. But I appreciate you giving us your time, man. Thanks for pulling up.